başlayabilirsin. Kolay gelsin.
Teşekkür ederim. Hi everyone. Today I'm gonna continue with the 6th chapter. It's about just-in-time airline scheduling topic. Let's start together. First of all, what I present today, as you can see in this slide, main concept of my presentation consists of all of these headers. After I give some details of them, I aim to finish my second presentation about this lesson. I wanted to make slightly smooth introduction to this topic. As we all know from anywhere, executives at the world's largest airlines have complained for years. We can heard somewhere that their costs are too high and they cannot compete against carriers with their lower costs of operations. In particular, comparisons of labor costs between carriers have frequently caused conflict with unionist organized or groups. For any airline, the media says cost of labor of or fuel is not controllable, etc. Fuel, their costs are really too huge, maybe sometimes, but we cannot control it, says media. At this point, right here, we have to say the truth. Because we are not the media, the biggest airline cost problem is empty seats. Of course, it's not easy to reduce waste or fuel costs or labors, etc. at the same time, but demand fluctuates rapidly. There are always peak demands and off-peak days. If an airline cuts its capacity so as to run full on the off-peak days, it would reject so much demand on the peak days. High load factors cannot last, never last. Also, customers need some reliability in the schedules. We have to focus on this topic because we have to sell, we have to make some incomes as a company, as a flight company. What I mean is here, that is, okay, for the last dozen years or so on, the industry's approach to the problem of the empty seats is yield management. Yes, this concept offers lower price demand to fill the airplane. But how? How can manage this problem? It sounds really good. There's no problem with this concept. And sometimes it is. It comes true. Sometimes we can allocate this problem maybe because it has a number of shortcomings that limits the effectiveness of this concept. I want to continue with this these shortcomings by verbally. The first one is I have to mention is limited ability to stimulate demand. This is about the fluctuations. Also, this concept also aims to maximize economic values from the management side. And the second one is the huge swings. Later, I'm going to deal with this problem also, but verbally, it is in pricing. Huge swings in pricing means it says if there is a 8/1 ratio between the highest and lowest fare, it can be acceptable. We can say it's acceptable for the customer side. This handles this problem from the customer side, not the management side. And the third one is delusion. The concept is delusion and gaming from the passengers. There's a great game between the management and the customer sides. These games rules, customers may alter their travel plans if they find any lower fares than their demands. For instance, you want to go somewhere A to B, you want to buy some tickets, but you cannot find any allowable or any suited priced ticket. You start to find any ticket from anywhere. If you can find anywhere, you want to buy it. Totally, if passengers are clever enough, this concept says they may win this game with the 95% possibility. That's a really huge, great, enormous rate from the customer side. We can say that the management side accept their some opened window from management side to the customers. And if the customers are really clever and they can find this, yes, this concept says that. A really important, I think. Right here, airline demand economics, it's not a really easy concept. We are focusing at that point, executing a just-in-time scheduling system for airlines. It requires an understanding of the basic economics of the industry. Wherever we are, we have to understand this industry. This section covers a key aspects of the economic ground rules and assumptions. We have to assume something at first sight, and we have to increase their rates, increase their incomes, and we have to get samples, and we have to put them in table. We have to make them visual. Okay. These assumptions behind scheduling methodology is there are several factors. We can conclude them as three main titles, under three main titles. One is demand characteristics, focused on that concept, and the other one is price sensitivities, and the third one is aircraft economics. There are many ways to control or focusing points. I want to open that doors. The first one is demand for air transportation. The first concept, demand characteristics of the airline product. Demand for air transportation depends on a number of economic and demographic factors, such as distance or income levels, local attractions, etc. If you don't do this from the management side, you cannot do any proper sell. You cannot fill the seats, empty seats. What I mean, all of them controls of the airline managers. You have to put all of these topics on this concept. However, routing used by customer to go from A to B depends on large parts on quality of the service. For instance, you have to do some improvements, but if you don't have any quality, any qualified systems, you cannot do this. There are also some shortcomings. From management side, you have to handle all of these subtitles. If flights and distances are short, maybe airline competes with driving or traveling by train or bus or motorcycles, etc. This is a really huge challenge of this problem. You have to put all of these incomings from this dynamic pricing concept. So the other one, as I mentioned before today, there are many fares among passengers on flights. Business travelers, we have to say that, are less price sensitive. So they are willing to pay more whenever they want. They can access wherever they want. So, but it doesn't mean they enjoy paying so high prices. There is also another challenge from this site. Whichever subtitle you get on a hand, you will see any other problems following them. It's a game also to find a way to take a lower fares. For instance, Friday nights flights at 5 p.m. is okay for many passengers. Also, the business travelers or any other for sightseeing travelers, etc. So it's a peak time. We have to say 5 p.m. is peak time. Instead of taking 5 p.m., you can also choose 3 or 7 p.m., which are lower priced. Airline managers makes the 5 p.m. travel tickets in the highest priced because demand is really high. But some very low people afford that prices, but also there is also some people who can price these values, but time is not suitable enough for the another ones. They can get the 3 or 7 p.m. tickets. This concept says that price sensitivities. Yes. The other one, the aircraft economics. In here, cost of a new airplane has a capacity of, for example, 400 or 500, represents about $125 million incomes. If the airline can be used on another segment in the middle of the night, cost of using it one more flight is 0. If you put some new aircraft on a schedule, you can use it second time in a day. So the operation costs will be 0 if you put it in the second line way. Okay, so managers push them on flights daily as high as possible, these new aircrafts. In a fleet consisting of both old and new aircraft, never one will have higher utilization. If you put one older aircraft in a route, maybe you cannot do this. Maybe you can get any other operating costs which you don't expect before. Maybe you have to repair some parts of this aircraft. What I mean is here, that is. The other one is approach to just-in-time scheduling. The general objective is to remove unsellable sets from the cost structure dynamically and incrementally. You can do this by the incremental methods. Free up sources can be redirected at transient revenue opportunities. Maybe these effects or these effects, pricing or cost dilution, or require the major capital investments from the management side. And the approach has 6 steps or phases. This is a really complex title. I have to say this. Each of these phases adds incremental profitabilities at the same time. You can see from this table, there are some focusing from revenue management side, and also whatever you do from this side, you want to see the effects on this title, which is sales. Yes, if you make some incrementing or some development, you want to see the effects on the sales rates. Maybe we can get one of them, for example, manage groups based to achieve goals, manage sales patterns so as to not create holes. Maybe this is really complex, so we get 6 phases. We can handle these problems. What are them? Here we can see all of these 6 phases. They build skills also. These skills gained from the previous phases, for instance, incremental phases. This is 0, 1, maybe E1, E0, E0 plus 1, E0 plus 1 plus 1, maybe. You can get, I think. And from this existing airline, and the net results of the 6 phases will be an airline schedules dynamically according to the demands and signals. You can see all of the signals. When you divide them in 6 headers, you can control, you can see the signals, demand signals, and you can control them. These phases makes you some any additional time to control your management side. Okay. We can start by step, maybe. Okay. And right here you can see the cancel flights with zero booking. You heard true. Okay, zero booking. With zero booking, normally not exist, but it can be created in high frequency markets also. Which markets? These markets are customers have an array of equivalent flight times. Table 1, as you can see, shows the process of a decision tree. First step includes 3 flights with short periods in each direction. The maximum period separating 3 departures is open to debate. 2 flights are as just in time. It closes after a while. No booking is accepted. This concept gives you a time to booking, and after a while it closes. So you cannot do any other booking. So the risk of the zero booking also follows. accomplish this concept, but normally you cannot see this. From the starting of these phases, this is a really good starting point. Okay, maybe you can get this idea. Any other steps? Don't worry. Okay, and the other one is substitute old airplanes on just-in-time flights. Here, just-in-time is not always be needed. Not JIT is not the key always. Since all aircraft have the variable costs. Yes, this is the reality. When they are on ground, there is no additional traffic. If just-in-time increase, okay, canceling just-in-time offers savings. Table 2, as you can see here, shows the variable costs would be saved by canceling just-in-time flights. There is alternative ways. For instance, this is the crew. Crew, as you can also know, cockpit and cabin crew costs. Yes, we can get this value for assumption, that value. Maybe you can divide them so you can find the traveling time. Maybe it's averagely 5 hours, maybe. Fuel also any other parameters. Consumption is also possible from the technical data sheets or some running. You can get this value, and also the direct maintenance. Maintenance is also important. These assumptions maybe also is not assumed to be saved. Maintenance is not assumed to be saved. You have to put them in a cost side. Yes. Landing fees also, you know, per flight estimating is possible, and cycle related expenses and passenger variable is 0. As you can see, no savings assumed because there are no passengers on just-in-time flights. So totally, as you can see, you have to see what values are really important. Numbers are really important at this concept, because you want to do some incrementals, you want to do some developments, and you have to see these effects on the cost problem. This is cost saving. This is the core side of this problem. Okay. And right here, another phase of this problem, third one. Here, the table 3 shows abundance of opportunities for three large US airlines: American Airlines, United Airlines, and US Airways. You can see at some point, the revenue losses from converting ground trips will exceed cost savings. Okay, this is the point where the variable schedules are saturated relative to the traditional fixed schedules. You can also see these numbers here. Savings per year for all of these 3 airlines. Steep pairs, you can see this concept takes handles with this candidate flights for just-in-time scheduling. 2 flights within 30 minutes, or 3 flights within 90 minutes. This is a scale. This is a concept of dividing huge problem. You want to choose some points. Maybe it's 30 minutes. you want to focus on just this point, and the savings at this point is also possible. If you cannot see this, you cannot fix the problems. Okay, this concept says that here. Okay, the other one, using marginal aircraft to chase highest transient revenue opportunities. Okay, phase 4, 4/6. Okay, this introduced 3 options. Cancellation of the just-in-time opens up a window right here. Opens up a window, yes, of aircraft time that be used for another one. Okay, where demands is directional, or it may still be economic. The table 4 shows an example, illustrates many of these points. We can get this value, 49 plus 43 equals 102 seats on round trip. And here you can see this. On round trip, yes, flexibility in timing, extra section flights within the reasonable limit possible in here. You can also see the extra sections, selling out extra section. You can get the head-to-head point maybe in Turkish mentality. This is the operating values is okay, and also you can sell another extra sections, but while doing this you can get the 43 extra seats here. Okay, percentage of the flights falling with critical inputs. When you put some inputs, you can also see the another relative following points. Okay, the assumption can be shown in table 5. Estimates are made based on the US Airways data. You can see this. Okay, this is the cumulative impact of the phases. You can get totally $90.5 million per year, maybe. While you are putting them in small scales, like 10% of the potential just-in-time flights will sell out, you can not see any value, not seeing any value. You can start with the 40% values. When you multiply with these values, you can see huge values from these tables. Okay. The other topic is rationalized resource other than aircraft and crews. Okay. Up to now, if aircraft didn't fly, these resources sat unused and were wasted. Everything that we made was for flying. Okay, but if we are not flying, this is not okay. This is not okay. We have to fly. Okay, equipments have finite capacities as everything. Here, being able to tailor aircraft size, it's possible. Amount of variable flights can be scheduled, cannot be eliminated. Short-term scheduling, it's probably best accomplished via extensive use of part-time personnel. Okay, you can also potential savings here. You can get some incremental data anywhere you want. Where you are focusing, you can get data, and you can see the effect of this problem to the total cost. Okay, taking the this cost per flight, and the percentage of the value, and you can say blah blah. Yes, this is the concept of. Okay, I'm going to continue with another one. And here dynamically. Dynamic means really complex because you have to put some inputs additionally. So I want you to suppose some airline has a mixture of small and large aircrafts. You can also follow here. This is the smaller one. Yes, this is the larger one. What I mean here, some roads have to be fixed at small or large for airports reasons, because airport cannot be possible to larger aircrafts to land, or other constraints, maybe, etc. Any other constraints is possible to come anytime. There are 100 small and 50 large aircraft you can think, any of which can be feasibly routed for any open flight leg. It has two steps, as you can see. This is the first one, and this is the second one. The first one says routing airline assumes routes will have the smallest aircraft assigned. Yes, don't compatible with the mission. For instance, don't send this range of 4 hours on a 12-hour transatlantic flights, maybe. When you multiply this, you can get these routings. Yes, this is huge, but it's dynamic. Okay, it's okay. The second one is assets are sold on all the segments is schedule, allocate, upgrades, larger ones according to demand, recognizing standard routing constraints. There are also constraints following this concept. You can see the exactly match the numbers of these larger aircrafts. Maybe putting the smaller ones on road, you can choose the other larger ones. If it appears that demand is out of balance, no way or the other. This is the mixture of the smaller or larger from maths. Come on, it's coming from the elementary schools. How can you put this 50 or 100 sets flights on schedule to get these values, to get these total values? It also adds to this topic in our operation hours. This is really similar concepts, I think. Okay, I'm continue with another implementation problems. This is the reality. We are coming to the real scenarios. Let's we say manually routing of aircraft is a difficult task. Come on. There are many computers which are making this concept possible. There may be stations with nearly inexhaustible demands. They are doing this, coming in and no access demands, opportunities, goings out, etc. City pairs are predominantly made. City pairs is really important. Where A to 1, where you want to go, this city I want to go. It's okay. Prices may be so high that revenue from one direction will pay cost of operating on empty aircraft in other directions. You want to go somewhere, but operating factors may be a shortcome of this problem, but you have to do this at the same time. You cannot this by hand. You want to make some algorithms for this concept. This idea says that this is a problem. We understand this is a problem because you know the understanding of the problem is a step of the problem solving method. So it says that here. Okay. Strategic benefits, capacity adjustment. Okay. Customer driven operations, suppliers, biggest benefits on just in time concept. It deals with pairing days and peaks. Okay. If you can forecast this, you are the monster of this concept. Okay. Forecasting is also so important. Scheduling demands is core also. Mentality, scheduling, because there are really different airlines who are making some scheduling, but they follow many different ways to make this scheduling demands. Okay, some of them puts the customer demands, or some of them thinking of their management side costs, increasing cost. Focusing points are really different. Okay, market share strategy. Okay, market share strategy is longer term supply. This concept is longer, a long term. You have to get some values for maybe 5 years concept or 10 years concept. At time and the price, they want generate some allowance in the long-term duration. Okay, maybe this is the durability of their. Yes, some airline companies says, yes, this is durability. Durability concept is so important for me. I don't make some payments on the customers. Maybe. Okay, this is I'm saying so easily, but this is a really huge balance. Okay, the other one, fair war defense. This is a variable capacity concept, and there is also a weapon of grab market shares, fulfilling everyone's goals and increasing market shares. Yes, if you have any weapon as a market, as a manager side, you can handle with the other ones. So by the end, at the end of the day, you have to put all of these variables on this graph. So figure 1 illustrates marginal point of the marginal cost to capacity. As you can see, this is the current value, and with the for this made for the just-in-time scheduling method, and you want to see the market capacity, because you know I cannot exceed here. If I'm here, it's okay. I'm in the right side of this. I can say that yes, this is the I have to make some increments of this excised variables maybe. If I want to get this cost here, I have to make some developments on that side. Yes, but also you can see the some points. You can take points and you can see the position of your airline. Maybe this is another window to focusing on this problem. You can also see the complexities of this problem, because there are many headers, which is customers' issues and companies' issues. You have to do some profits while doing this your works, and competitors' issues. You have some stakeholders. Also, you want to hear their issues. Okay, you are not alone in this concept. Okay, I'm going to continue with another one, setting up a just-in-time scheduling operation. Yes, we are starting to something to operate. It's time to set up. Okay, pushing up. Okay, a number of existing airlines skills and software tools make just-in-time. These are the keys to make market profitable. Okay, some of them are, as you can see here. I want to say something about them. Maybe previous sections I said forecasting is really important. As we can know from our daily routines, forecasting is really important thing. When we put it in economic side, we can see the effects of the forecasting easily. Okay, from the Bloomberg or any other forecasting news channels. Okay, and these people says the importance of this concept. Yield management authorizations adjust accordingly the forecasting, and the expected values is okay, is put on your forecasting to normal values. If you get normally this the equal values, there's no problem. But if you don't get, you maybe you have to do some updates on your forecasting system, demand system. You have to do something. We can say that. The other one is aircraft routing. Routing, as I said, phase 4 detailing. I want to go somewhere, specifically somewhere. I want to go B, not C. Yes. If I give this to the customer, it's okay. But it also gives the routing models and feasibility problems following. This is the real-time problem. So however you are dynamic, you are, I can say you are so closer to the problem solving point. This concept becomes large, and maybe sometimes you can see it's not solvable problem, but you have to go to this problem. Okay, the other one is capability of staff. Extra section flights. I said 102 and 145. You can get the extra section flights. Yes, if you supply this here in this concept, yes, you are starting to be a good airline manager. Okay, this says that this must be done nearly real time in order to maximize the time that the new sets have to be sold. Yes, the empty sets is the really huge problem. You can do anything to sell these empty seats. Yes, this is the game. The greater game is that. Okay. The fourth one is the crew variable staffing. Staffing is also an important part of this concept. Extra flights depends on your staffs. Yes, complex meal or sleeping of this staff also gives on your complex management system. Oh, come on, yes. Otherwise requiring extra staffs to handle these needs. Yes, you don't want to take any other staff to solve any other problem. Okay, you have to solve this problem in your inside. Okay, this says here that. Okay, I want to make some submission briefly. Okay, what I say today is we focused on the just-in-time scheduling as my main title is that it's already been implemented from the any other managers of the airline companies. I gave you some examples about that, like US Airlines, maybe. In manufacturing, infrastructure is very overwhelmed and developed right here today. By the way, when we think the writing time of this book, also there is some time has also passed. Yes, right here we are so much implemented. We are so much developed also. Yes, just-in-time scheduling, rationalized airline industry, cost structure, and stabilizing the pricing. This, whatever I said, is about pricing and stabilizing. Yes, this cost structure methodology, and also the chase markets, accessing demands and causing load factors increasing or decreasing something. Dynamic models also was important about that topic. Something not possible in conventional scheduling. You cannot doing this. You cannot do this by your hand. Yes, this is complex method. Also, the last one is just-in-time scheduling, implementation of a flight time, not changing the way the industry does business. This is the you are going somewhere, but also the other stakeholders going somewhere. If you shouldn't challenge, you shouldn't cancel their aims about the concept. You have to go in the same ship, I think. This is an example about that. Okay, this is some small brief about what I said here today. I want to start with questions. By the way, you can also answer these problems because they are really easy. Okay, the first one is completing the sentence, what I said before. I know. The biggest airline cost problem is blah blah. I said in the first slide, I said empty sets. Yes, this is the answer of this question. And the second question was what's the idea behind yield management? Yield management. This is the previous sections of this slide, this presentation. First one, to estimate high fare demand. Second one, allocate sets for those customers. And the third one, to offer lower prices to stimulate demand. And the fourth one is empty the airplane. You can see the options of this problem. I can say this. I can say this. The not the empty the airplane. Conversely, full the airplane. It must be the fulling about the airplane concept. So this is the answer of this question, C, as you can see. The third one is which one is not the phase of the approach to just-in-time scheduling concept? I said 6 phase about this concept. Which one is not the concept? Cancel flights with 0 bookings and substitute old airplanes on just-in-time flights, old airplanes. The other one, scale to encompass all high-frequency routes. All. You have to focus on these values. Use marginal aircraft to chase lowest transient value opportunities. Lowest, maybe highest. All, maybe not. Old, maybe new. This is the cancel, not cancel, maybe to push, maybe. Okay, we will see together the answer. Yes, the third one's answer is D. Okay, we have to focus on this. Fourth one, use marginal aircraft to chase highest transient revenue opportunities. Yes, this has to be highest transient. Okay, this is the low. I wrote that here, lowest. This has to be the highest one. Okay, as you can see, the other ones. Okay, the fourth one is the it must be updated to reflect blah blah. I'm going to say the question first. Which of the just-in-time scheduling operation headers does the above description belong to? This description, which title? Okay. It must be updated to reflect the availability of the additional capacity, to maximize the time that the new sets have to be solved. Operations personnel must be deployed to service those flights on the day of departure. Which one? Okay, which one? Not A, not B, capability, or crew variable staffing? We will see together. The answer is the capability of the staff. Okay, this is the once just in time. You can see this. This must be done nearly real in time in order to maximize the time that the new sets have to be solved. In addition, operations personnel must be deployed to service those flights on the day of departure. Okay. You can also follow here. Okay, the fifth one, match the yield management dilemmas with the most appropriate words that describes it best. Okay, delusion and gaming from passengers, which is the delusion. I said this just saying. This is not written in my slide, but I said delusion and gaming from passengers, which is clever enough. Okay, maybe huge swings in pricing, maybe fluctuation. Third one, limited ability to stimulate demand. Okay, We will see the answer. The first one is A, the second is C, and the third is B. As you can see, delusion and gaming from passengers being clever enough. And that's a game, and you have the 95% possibility to win this game. Yes, this says that concept 1A, huge swings in pricing. Yes, this set 8-to-1 ratio. Yes, if there is a 8-to-1 ratio between the highest and lowest price, this is okay for customer. Yes, this concept said that. And also limited ability to stimulate demand. Limitations stimulating is about fluctuation. There is a peak demand or any other. For instance, I said 5 p.m. example I gave you. You can get the 3 p.m. or 7 p.m., but there's a peak in 5 p.m. This is the peak point. Limited availability fluctuation. You can see here. Okay, thank you for your efforts, for your listening. I'm completed my presentation for today. Thank you. If you want any